Question 1. Title insurance policy types and coverage. Which of the following best describes the difference between standard coverage and enhanced coverage in a title insurance policy? A. Standard coverage protects against more risks than enhanced coverage. B. Enhanced coverage includes protection against risks that are not covered under standard coverage, such as certain post-policy issues. C. Standard coverage includes more specific exceptions compared to enhanced coverage. D. Enhanced coverage is typically less expensive than standard coverage due to its broader scope. Answer: B. Explanation. Enhanced coverage generally provides broader protection than standard coverage. It often includes coverage for risks that are not covered under a standard policy, such as certain post-policy issues or defects that arise after the policy is issued. Standard coverage, on the other hand, provides protection against more common and historical title defects but may exclude some risks that enhanced coverage would include. This differentiation is crucial for understanding the scope of protection each policy type offers. Question 2. Title search and examination. When evaluating a chain of title during a title search, which of the following is not typically a primary concern? A. Confirming the legal description of the property. B. Identifying any gaps or breaks in the chain of ownership. C. Verifying the current market value of the property. D. Ensuring that all previous conveyances were properly recorded. Answer: C. Explanation. Evaluating a chain of title involves confirming that there are no gaps or breaks in the ownership history and ensuring that all prior conveyances were properly recorded. It also involves confirming the legal description of the property to ensure that it matches with the property in question. While the current market value of the property is important in real estate transactions, it is not a primary concern when examining the chain of title itself. The focus is on the continuity and correctness of ownership records rather than market valuation. Question 3. Scenario-based. Ms. Davis has recently purchased a commercial property and is reviewing her title insurance policy. She discovers that there is a specific exception listed in her policy that was not present in the standard policy. The exception relates to an unrecorded easement that could affect the use of the property. What should Ms. Davis do next? A. Accept the policy as is and proceed with her plans for the property. B. Ignore the exception as it is unlikely to impact her use of the property significantly. C. Consult with a real estate attorney to understand the implications of the exception and possibly negotiate an endorsement to cover the easement. D. Request a full refund of her title insurance premium due to the exception listed. Answer: C. Explanation. When encountering a specific exception in a title insurance policy, it is important for the policyholder to understand the implications of such exceptions. Consulting with a real estate attorney can help Ms. Davis to fully comprehend how the unrecorded easement might affect her use of the property and to explore options such as negotiating an endorsement to cover the potential issue. Ignoring the exception or requesting a refund without understanding its implications would not address the underlying risk associated with the property. Question 4. Title insurance basics. Which of the following is not a typical component of a title insurance policy? A. Protection against errors or omissions made in the title search. B. Coverage for undisclosed heirs who may claim ownership of the property. C. Coverage for damage caused by a natural disaster affecting the property. D. Defense against claims of title defects or issues that arise after the policy is issued. Answer: C. Explanation. Title insurance generally covers issues related to title defects, such as undisclosed heirs or errors in the title search. It also includes defense against claims of title defects or issues that arise post-policy issuance. However, coverage for damage caused by natural disasters, such as floods or earthquakes, is typically not included in a title insurance policy. Such coverage is usually addressed by separate property insurance policies. Question 5. Legal aspects of title insurance. In Pennsylvania, which of the following best describes the role of a title examiner in relation to real estate transactions? A. To negotiate the purchase price of the property with the seller. B. To ensure that the property's title is free of defects and encumbrances before the transaction closes. C. To provide legal advice to the buyer regarding the property's market value. D. To manage the escrow account used to hold funds during the real estate transaction. Answer: B. Explanation. The primary role of a title examiner is to ensure that the property's title is clear of defects and encumbrances before the real estate transaction is finalized. This involves examining the title records to identify any issues that may affect ownership, negotiating the purchase price, providing market value advice, or managing escrow accounts are not typically within the scope of a title examiner's responsibilities. Question 6. Title insurance claims and loss prevention. What is the first step a policyholder should take when filing a title insurance claim? A. Immediately seek legal representation to file a lawsuit against the insurer. B. Gather and submit all relevant documentation to the title insurance company. C. Contact the local real estate board for assistance in filing the claim. D. Wait for the insurer to contact them with instructions on how to proceed. Answer. B. Explanation. The first step in filing a title insurance claim is to gather and submit all relevant documentation to the title insurance company. This includes providing evidence of the title issue and any related documents. Seeking legal representation or contacting external parties should be done after the initial claim process is underway, and waiting for the insurer to initiate contact is not recommended as it may delay the resolution. Question 7. Title insurance for commercial properties. When dealing with title insurance for commercial properties, which of the following issues is particularly important to address? A. The property's historical value and its impact on current market conditions. B. The potential for restrictive covenants that might affect the property's use. C. The personal credit history of the property's previous owners. D. The aesthetic condition of the property's physical appearance. Answer. B. Explanation. For commercial properties, it is crucial to address potential restrictive covenants that might affect the property's use. These covenants can impose limitations or obligations on how the property can be used, which can significantly impact commercial operations. While historical value, credit history, and aesthetic conditions might be relevant in other contexts, they are not as directly related to title insurance considerations for commercial properties. Question 8. Title examination procedures. During the title examination process, what is the purpose of identifying liens and encumbrances? A. To increase the sale price of the property based on its financial liabilities. B. To ensure that all property taxes are paid before closing the transaction. C. To determine if any existing claims or rights could affect the title and its marketability. D. To verify that the property meets local building codes and regulations. Answer. C. Explanation. Identifying liens and encumbrances is crucial during the title examination process to determine if any existing claims or rights could affect the title and its marketability. These issues can impact the transfer of ownership and must be resolved or addressed before closing. Ensuring property taxes are paid or verifying building codes are related to different aspects of property transactions and not specifically to title examination. Question 9. Ethical and professional standards. According to ethical standards in title insurance, which of the following actions is considered a conflict of interest? A. Providing a discount on title insurance premiums to long-term clients. B. Serving as both the title insurer and escrow agent in a transaction. C. Offering free consultations to potential clients to explain title insurance options. D. Disclosing potential conflicts to all parties involved in the transaction. Answer. B. Explanation. Serving as both the title insurer and escrow agent in the same transaction is considered a conflict of interest because it may compromise impartiality and create potential bias in handling the transaction. Ethical standards require avoiding situations where personal or professional interests could influence the impartiality of services provided. Offering discounts, free consultations, or disclosing conflicts are typically acceptable practices as long as they do not impair professional judgment. Question 10. Problem-solving skills. In a case where a title search reveals a previously undisclosed mortgage lien, what should be the immediate action taken? A. Proceed with the closing and address the lien after the fact. B. Notify the seller and request that the lien be satisfied before closing. C. Ignore the lien if it appears to be minor and unlikely to affect the transaction. D. Offer a reduced purchase price to account for the presence of the lien. Answer. B. Explanation. If a title search reveals a previously undisclosed mortgage lien, the immediate action should be to notify the seller and request that the lien be satisfied before closing. Addressing the lien is necessary to ensure that the title is clear and marketable before the transaction is finalized. Ignoring the lien, proceeding with the closing without resolution, or offering a reduced purchase price does not adequately address the underlying issue, which could affect ownership rights. Question 11. Title insurance basics. What is the primary purpose of an owner's title insurance policy? A. To protect the lender's interest in the property in case of title defects. B. To cover the cost of property repairs due to title-related issues. C. To provide protection to the property owner against losses from title defects. D. To ensure the accuracy of the property's valuation. Answer C. Explanation. An owner's title insurance policy is designed to protect the property owner against losses from title defects such as undisclosed liens, encumbrances, or legal claims against the property. This policy ensures that the owner has recourse if such issues arise that could affect their ownership rights. It does not cover property repairs or the valuation accuracy, which are addressed by other types of insurance or appraisal processes. Question 12. Title search and examination. When analyzing the chain of title, which of the following is critical to verify? A. The property's physical dimensions and layout. B. The sequence and legitimacy of previous property transfers. C. The current market demand for similar properties in the area. D. The recent renovation history of the property. Answer B. Explanation. Verifying the sequence and legitimacy of previous property transfers is critical when analyzing the chain of title. This ensures that the ownership history is complete and accurate, with no gaps or issues that could affect the current title. Physical dimensions, market demand, and renovation history are not directly related to the chain of title, but are important in other aspects of real estate transactions. Question 13. Title insurance claims and loss prevention. Which of the following actions is a recommended loss prevention strategy for title insurance? A. Ignoring minor discrepancies in title documents to expedite transactions. B. Regularly updating title insurance policies to reflect current property conditions. C. Allowing claims to be resolved through informal negotiations rather than formal procedures. D. Relying solely on title searches performed by third-party vendors without verification. Answer B. Explanation. Regularly updating title insurance policies to reflect current property conditions is a recommended loss prevention strategy. This helps ensure that any changes or new risks affecting the property are addressed, reducing the likelihood of future claims. Ignoring discrepancies, informal negotiations, or relying solely on third-party searches without verification can lead to unresolved issues or insufficient protection. Question 14. Legal aspects of title insurance. Under Pennsylvania law, which of the following is a common remedy for resolving a title defect? A. Cancelling the title insurance policy and obtaining a new one. B. Seeking a judicial decree to quiet title, thereby resolving the dispute. C. Replacing the property with another property of equal value. D. Requesting a discount on the title insurance premium for future transactions. Answer B. Explanation. In Pennsylvania, seeking a judicial decree to quiet title is a common remedy for resolving a title defect. This legal action involves obtaining a court order to resolve disputes over property ownership and clear any competing claims. Cancelling the policy, replacing the property, or requesting a premium discount are not typical remedies for title defects. Question 15. Title insurance for commercial properties. What is a primary concern when issuing title insurance for a commercial property? A. Ensuring the property complies with local zoning laws. B. Assessing the environmental impact of the property. C. Verifying that the property is free of significant encumbrances and liens. D. Determining the aesthetic appeal of the property's design. Answer C. Explanation. When issuing title insurance for a commercial property, a primary concern is verifying that the property is free of significant encumbrances and liens. These issues can impact the property's value and the owner's ability to use it effectively. Zoning laws, environmental impact, and aesthetic appeal are important but not directly related to the title insurance coverage. Question 16. Title examination procedures. What is the purpose of reviewing title records during the title examination process? A. To determine the property's suitability for specific uses. B. To verify the completeness and accuracy of the ownership history. C. To assess the property's compliance with building codes. D. To estimate the potential resale value of the property. Answer B. Explanation. Reviewing title records during the title examination process aims to verify the completeness and accuracy of the ownership history. This ensures that there are no defects or issues that could affect the current ownership. The property's suitability, building code compliance, and resale value are considered in other stages of the real estate transaction process. Question 17. Ethical and professional standards. Which of the following actions would be considered a breach of confidentiality in the title insurance industry? A. Sharing confidential client information with a third party without consent. B. Discussing general industry practices with a colleague. C. Reporting a potential conflict of interest to the relevant parties. D. Providing a detailed explanation of title insurance coverage to a client. Answer: A. Explanation. Sharing confidential client information with a third party without consent is considered a breach of confidentiality. Maintaining the confidentiality of client information is a fundamental ethical obligation in the title insurance industry. Discussing general practices, reporting conflicts, and explaining coverage to clients are acceptable practices when conducted appropriately. Question 18. Problem-solving skills. If a title search reveals an unresolved lien from a previous owner, what is the most effective initial step to resolve the issue? A. Ignore the lien if it seems outdated and unlikely to affect the current transaction. B. Attempt to negotiate directly with the lien holder to settle the lien. C. Proceed with the transaction and address the lien if it becomes a problem later. D. Contact the previous owner to resolve the lien before proceeding. Answer: B. Explanation. Attempting to negotiate directly with the lien holder to settle the lien is the most effective initial step. Resolving the lien before completing the transaction ensures that the title is clear and marketable, preventing potential issues for the new owner. Ignoring the lien, addressing it later, or contacting the previous owner are not effective initial strategies for resolution. Question 19. Critical thinking abilities. How should a title insurance professional assess the risk associated with a newly discovered boundary dispute? A. Dismiss the dispute as minor and unlikely to affect the transaction. B. Seek to resolve the dispute through legal channels and document the resolution. C. Include the dispute in the policy exclusions without further action. D. Inform the buyer of the dispute and recommend proceeding without modification. Answer: B. Explanation. The title insurance professional should seek to resolve the boundary dispute through legal channels and document the resolution. This ensures that the issue is addressed and the title is clear before finalizing the transaction. Dismissing the dispute, including it in policy exclusions, or merely informing the buyer without resolution does not adequately address the risk. Question 20. Current trends and updates. What is a significant recent trend affecting the title insurance industry? A. Increased use of manual record keeping and traditional methods. B. Development of digital platforms for title searches and policy management. C. Decrease in the adoption of technology for title insurance processes. D. Reduction in regulatory oversight of title insurance practices. Answer: B. Explanation. The development of digital platforms for title searches and policy management is a significant recent trend affecting the title insurance industry. Technology has improved efficiency and accuracy in title insurance processes, contrasting with a decrease in manual record keeping or regulatory oversight. Embracing these technological advancements is crucial for staying current in the industry. Question 21. Title insurance basics. What is the primary difference between an owner's title insurance policy and a lender's title insurance policy? A. An owner's policy protects the lender's interest, while a lender's policy protects the owner's interest. B. An owner's policy provides coverage for the property's market value, while a lender's policy covers the loan amount. C. An owner's policy covers the property for the life of the owner, while a lender's policy is valid only during the loan period. D. An owner's policy is required by law, while a lender's policy is optional. Answer: B. Explanation. An owner's title insurance policy provides coverage for the property's market value and protects the owner's interest in the property. In contrast, a lender's title insurance policy covers only the loan amount and protects the lender's interest. The owner's policy remains in effect as long as the owner holds the title, while the lender's policy is valid only during the term of the loan. Question 22. Title search and examination. When conducting a title search, which of the following is not typically a source of title information? A. Public land records. B. Previous title insurance policies. C. Personal communication with neighbors. D. Court records. Answer: C. Explanation. Personal communication with neighbors is not a typical source of title information. Instead, title searches rely on public land records, previous title insurance policies, and court records to gather relevant information about property ownership and any potential issues. Neighbors might provide useful context but are not formal sources for title information. D. Court records. Question 23. Title insurance claims and loss prevention. What documentation is typically required to file a title insurance claim? A. The property's appraisal report. B. Evidence of the title defect or issue. C. A letter from the buyer expressing dissatisfaction. D. Records of the property's previous renovations. Answer B. Explanation. To file a title insurance claim, evidence of the title defect or issue is typically required. This documentation demonstrates that the defect is covered under the policy. An appraisal report, buyer's dissatisfaction letter, or renovation records are not sufficient for filing a claim. Question 24. Legal aspects of title insurance. Under Pennsylvania law, what action must be taken if a title defect is discovered during the title examination process? A. Ignore the defect if it does not affect the transaction. B. Proceed with the transaction and resolve the defect after closing. C. Disclose the defect to all parties involved and seek resolution before closing. D. Alter the title records to remove the defect. Answer C. Explanation. Under Pennsylvania law, if a title defect is discovered during the examination process, it must be disclosed to all parties involved and resolved before closing the transaction. This ensures that the title is clear and marketable before the transaction is completed. Ignoring, delaying resolution, or altering records are not appropriate actions. Question 25. Title insurance for commercial properties. What is a key consideration when assessing title insurance for a commercial property? A. The aesthetic design of the building. B. The property's compliance with environmental regulations. C. The presence of easements or rights of way affecting property use. D. The historical value of the commercial property. Answer C. Explanation. A key consideration when assessing title insurance for a commercial property is the presence of easements or rights of way that may affect property use. These legal rights can impact the property's functionality and value. Aesthetic design, environmental compliance, and historical value are important but do not directly affect title insurance coverage. Question 26. Title examination procedures. What should a title examiner do if they discover an unresolved judgment lien during the title examination? A. Proceed with the closing and resolve the lien later. B. Notify the buyer and advise them to contact the lien holder directly. C. Attempt to resolve the lien before the transaction closes. D. Ignore the lien if it appears to be minor. Answer C. Explanation. If an unresolved judgment lien is discovered, the title examiner should attempt to resolve the lien before the transaction closes. Addressing the lien ensures that the title is clear and free of encumbrances, preventing potential issues for the new owner. Ignoring or delaying resolution can create significant problems. Question 27. Ethical and professional standards. What is considered a conflict of interest for a title insurance professional? A. Accepting gifts from clients in gratitude for services rendered. B. Serving as both the title insurer and the closing agent for the same transaction. C. Providing detailed explanations of policy terms to clients. D. Offering a referral fee to real estate agents for client referrals. Answer B. Explanation. Serving as both the title insurer and the closing agent for the same transaction is considered a conflict of interest. This situation can create a potential bias and compromise the impartiality of services. Accepting gifts, providing explanations, or offering referral fees, when done appropriately, do not necessarily create conflicts of interest. Question 20. Problem-solving skills. If a newly discovered easement affects the property's use, what should be the first step in addressing the issue? A. Adjust the purchase price to account for the easement's impact. B. Ignore the easement if it seems minor and unlikely to affect the transaction. C. Review the easement agreement and assess its impact on property use. D. Seek to terminate the easement agreement through negotiation. Answer C. Explanation. The first step in addressing an issue with a newly discovered easement is to review the easement agreement and assess its impact on property use. Understanding the terms and implications of the easement helps determine the best course of action, which may include negotiation or price adjustment. Ignoring the easement or seeking to terminate it prematurely is not advisable without a thorough assessment. Question 29. Critical thinking abilities. How should a title insurance professional handle a case where the property has multiple conflicting ownership claims? A. Dismiss the conflicting claims if they seem unlikely to be valid. B. Resolve the conflict through negotiation with the claimants before closing. C. Report the conflicting claims to the title insurance company and seek their guidance. D. Proceed with the transaction and address the conflicts after closing. Answer C. Explanation. The title insurance professional should report the conflicting ownership claims to the title insurance company and seek their guidance. This ensures that the issue is properly addressed and resolved before the transaction is completed. Dismissing, negotiating, or addressing conflicts after closing can lead to unresolved issues and potential legal problems. Question 30. Current trends and updates. What is a recent technological advancement in the title insurance industry? A. Increased use of paper-based title records. B. Development of blockchain technology for recording and verifying property transactions. C. Reliance on manual verification processes for title searches. D. Decrease in digital platforms for title management. Answer: B. Explanation. The development of blockchain technology for recording and verifying property transactions is a recent technological advancement in the title insurance industry. Blockchain technology enhances the accuracy and security of property transactions. Increased use of paper records, manual verification, or a decrease in digital platforms are contrary to current technological trends in the industry.